Hey, what's up, guys? I know I haven't posted anything on my YouTube channel in quite some time. I've been toying around with quite a few decks. This is one that I thought was like kind of good, and I wanted to share it. It's definitely like a rogue option. It's Orcust Stun, which I know is going to sound weird to a lot of people, but I'm going to explain my ratios and stuff. So let's get right into it, dude. All right. So obviously, if you play Orcust, you know what I'm talking about. So it's a 3 Girsu, obviously the best normal summon in the deck. This is my only normal summon other than Brass Bombard, and I do play one Scrap Recycler. I know this is going to sound weird, but after testing, I tested a bunch with this deck, and the fourth normal summon other than Brass Bombard actually comes up. Like, sometimes I'll open a hand of all traps in this, and it's just still really good. Even if this gets imperm, Veiler, fucking whatever, like, you just set a bunch of traps and you're lit. So one Gizmek, this card is just so fucking insane. Like, it's like, it just does basically everything you need. Like, you'll normal summon Girsu, and like, if he gets impermed and you draw the Gizmek, or you open Foolish or Rogue, you know, whatever, you can still make a Galatea. And then after that is the 2 Brass Bombard. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck, outside of like Girsu, obviously, but the reason being is because it makes your bad hands good. So like, you can like normal summon this, and then like, you can either link Karibo into it, or you can make it into the Relinquish Link 1 and then take a guy. One of your two of your harder matchups are Eldritch and Salad. So like, if they summon dudes, you know what I mean, like basically Sunlight Wolf, because Eldritch is kind of easier in my opinion, just because they pop cards, but Girsu saves them. But and then this guy can just relinquish, bait the Rage, Roar, whatever, take the Sunlight Wolf, you know what I mean, etc. So and then 2 Symbol Skeleton. I really want to play one of these just because I don't like drawing it, but I think 2 is the way to go, just in case you open the Gizmek, or you have to use the Gizmek more than normal. You want to keep 2 just in case you banish 1, because that card's always going to come up. And then 2 Nightmare. I was trying to keep this to as small monsters as possible. This card is just really insane. Everyone knows what this card does. But and then 2 Wand, basically same thing. They just complement the Nightmare. And then the only hand trap I play, I'm going first deck though, is obviously 3 Nibiru. I don't play Ash, you know, I do play Imperm. So, and then I want to go through the spell lineup. I only play 4 spells in this deck. 1 return. People are kind of like wilded out about the 1 return, because like a lot of my friends, I've showed this list to them, and they're just like, oh, well, why not more returns, or you know, this and that, or you know, which I agree with, until like you actually play the deck. Just because like, you search this a lot with Galatea, like you don't even get Crescendo or Babel, which I do want to go into Babel. Babel's actually, as broken as this card is, like, I open this card so much and it just doesn't progress my game state at all. This is like your turn 3 when you know you're already going to win. So you go first, settle your traps, you make a Galatea, set the Crescendo, okay? Or you set this and then draw into more traps. When I open this, my hands just get worse, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. I know this card's just like the bee's tits or whatever the deck. I do play 1 Foolish Burial Goods. This is going to sound weird and terrible, but this sends Crescendo, which you banish Crescendo and then add Girsu or Gizmek or any of the Dark Machines. And then obviously the last card is Foolish Burial, Gizmek, you know, any of the pieces, anything like that. And then these are all traps. So the main reason I built this deck was because I was playing the Scrap Orcust list, and I was so tired of like comboing like into Appaloosa and then adding on subpar boards, or just going full combo and then getting Nibiru'd, and I was like, well, this is shit. So I was like, let me play control variant, or test it at least, and it turned out to be really good. So I was like, yeah, let's profile it, just, you know, just for a different take on the deck. You guys can say it's shit if you want to, whatever you want to say, but it's been working out pretty good for me. So let's go to the traps real quick. So I do play 1 order. I try to play this deck kind of like Guru in a sense. Obviously, there's no field spell that searches Guru, but like Girsu is your guru. I would, you know, you can say that. But the order, since I only play 4 spells, is just really good. It actually comes up a lot, which is where I draw it all the time. And then the best card in the deck, the best trap anyways, well, you know, that's searchable. So 2 Crescendo. I was testing 3. 3 was kind of cloggy, so I was like, meh. Because if you summon Girsu, or, you know, like you'll open, sometimes your hands are subpar, sometimes, not all the time though. You'll open more of these if you play 3, and then you'll be like, oh, this is shit. But the one Foolish Burial Goods ensues that you don't draw more Foolish Burial Goods. Same with the return, where like you don't want to draw more hard once per turn cards. So like, you know what I mean. And then once you resolve 1 Crescendo, you can obviously search for another Dark Machine, which is Girsu, or, you know, whatever you need for the next turn. I do play 2 Goes in Match. I was testing 3. It's not as good as it seems, because like sometimes you lose the die roll, and I know this card's like considered a board wipe, but like it just gets negated, you know, sometimes. Kind of like Summon. I did test Summon Limit. Summon Limit wasn't as great. Goes Match was way better. But like a lot of the time, like you'll summon Girsu and then do the token to their board and token to your board, turn to Link Revo, make Galatea, set the Crescendo or whatever, and then during their turn, if they're not playing Dark Monsters, you just flip Goes in, and then they just pass, essentially. It's happened multiple times, which is super good. So like this card's insane. 3, I don't think so, unless you're guaranteed going first. Maybe sign a 3rd copy, I don't know, it's up to you. And then this, everyone knows what Crackdown does. This card is just like this. Like, I played mirror matches too, and like this on their Galatea is just game, where like you take the Golden Lord, you take the fucking Sunlight Wolf, you take the Heat Leo, they target this. When it's set, chain it, take the Heat Leo, goes back in your deck, and then you can, you know what I'm saying. So, and then I was testing, there's 3 Compulse here, but I was testing Get Out. Compulse is just way more utility based, because like a lot of the time, if your Girsu gets impermed, you can protect it with all the traps, and then compulse it back to your hand in their end phase, or obviously get rid of their problematic card, and then they kind of stop or whatever. But and then you can restart your next turn. So ideally, what you want to do is just control, and then you just basically win on about turn 3. Your opponent will scoop if you go first. And then obviously 3 imperm. That's just. And then the Solemns, 3 Judgment, 3 Strike. I mean, card's fucking insane. Like yeah, everyone knows what that card does. It's like, excuse me, it's just really insane. Obviously, so 40 card main deck. Now for the extra deck. So if you play combo Orcust, you know how tight the extra deck is, because I was playing combo Orcust for a long time, and the one thing I love about this extra deck is it's so, like, there's so many flex spots. Like, the only thing, this is going to sound insane, you will need 3 Galateas for this. I haven't bought Altis yet, but triple Galatea is definitely, it's needed, because you'll float into 2 to 3, you know what I mean? So there's that, and then we have the 2 Dingirsu. I haven't come up where I need a 3rd one yet, so we'll see how that goes. Also, like with depending on the meta, like also you can just access EEV as well, Trap Trick or whatever. You can even Foolish Burial Goods like Lost Wind and shit, so you know what I mean. Also, the next important card is Link Rebo. You need this for the Girsu and the Galatea, etc. Not need it, but you know what I'm talking about. And then these are my like utilities right here. This is when I'm talking about like the flex spots. Flex spots is this one is like when you draw a Bombard. Like a lot of the time you'll summon Bombard, make this take a dude, and then you'll banish it to summon like a Orcust in your hand, and then you make Galatea. So just a free removal spot. 1 IP utility, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Unicorn. 1 Long Girsu. Long Girsu comes up like when it's like a win more card. Like you don't need it. Like all of these are flex spots essentially, like in the long run. And then the Link 4s are these. So you know, these are just whatever you want to do. And then that's pretty much it, man. The only thing that's insane that I want to say is like if you open a let's say you open Orcust Nightmare or Orcust Symbol Skeleton, like a lot of the time you can like summon Girsu, dump Nightmare, make the token, and then turn the token on obviously both players' boards. Turn the token into Link Rebo, that makes Galatea. Then you banish the Nightmare to send Wand. Wand will special back the Nightmare. and then you can use Galatea, shuffle back in the wand, set the draw spell, return, and then you can send that Nightmare away to draw 2 cards, and hopefully they're traps. So that's why I wanted to max on traps. But yeah, dude, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Wow.